Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close, but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Every voice has a story. Every story deserves to be heard. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Silence podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Nicole, and today is a little different. This isn't just an interview. This isn't a panel discussion. This is simply a conversation from my heart. Over the past few years, you've watched this vision grow from an idea into something I could have only dreamed of. You've seen the conversations, the guests, the laughter, the tears, and the lives that have been impacted along the way. Just a few days ago, I celebrated another incredible milestone, the second annual event of the Breaking the Silence, the BTS Awards. And as I stood there, looking around the room, I realized something. The dream was never just about me. It was about creating a platform where voices could be heard, artists could be celebrated, authors could be recognized, entrepreneurs could be encouraged, and people from all walks of life could realize that their story has value. But what you saw that night was only a part of the journey for whoever was in attendance. You didn't see the late nights, the moments of self doubt, the planning, the obstacles that I faced, the many prayers, the moments I questioned whether I was doing enough. And today I want to take you behind the scenes, not just of the BTS Awards, but of this entire journey. Because before I step into season 12, yes, y'all, I just completed season 11 and getting ready to go into season 12. But I want to share what this experience has taught me, what challenges I faced, what inspired me, and why I believe now more than ever that the dream is bigger than me. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in this vision, for supporting the Breaking the Silence podcast, and for reminding me that when we create space for people to be seen and heard, incredible things can happen. So let's have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation, y'all. Let me take it back a little bit to the beginning of time when Breaking the Silence started. Y'all, I kid you not. I was sitting down one day and I was like, you know what? I think I want to start a podcast. Not thinking that, it could actually happen because, everything starts with a thought in your head, right? And you just try to put the pieces together. How you going to make it happen? I didn't know how it was going to happen, y'all. I didn't know the first thing about podcasting. I didn't know what kind of equipment I need to have. I didn't know that I had to have a platform. I didn't know you had to stream. I didn't know nothing. I was green to it all, right? I was scared, y'all. I was so scared. And the first thing I thought about doing was reaching out to people that I knew, that I was familiar with. And that's exactly what I did. I reached out to people and I was like, hey, would you like to be a guest on my podcast? Now, after a year now of thinking about doing this and just planning and sitting on pins and needles, like, Should I do this? Should I do this? No, I ain't gonna do this. Should I do this? And my daughter came to me one day and she was like, "It's time." She actually purchased my first equipment, y'all, for me to get started. And over time, I started learning more. I started researching more because I'm telling you, every single day you have to research your passion, your brand, whatever you're trying to do in order for you to get to the next level. You have to continuously pump yourself with information and knowledge about what you're doing and how to be the best, the greatest, however, or just to be better than you was yesterday. And I never forget my first guest was Alicia Page Glenn. And I grew up with her. Like we grew up as kids. And I was nervous with somebody that I knew all my life, but we haven't talked in a while. And the first episode was, to me, as I look back now, I see growth because I'm like, dang, that's where it all started. And because of that, I still remain humble. I look back at my episodes all the time, y'all, looking to see what can I improve, where did I go wrong, what should I still continue to use from the beginning. And honestly, in the beginning, I wondered who would listen to me. I wonder who would even watch me. But look at all that God has created. It's been 2 years, going on 3 years that I have been podcasting, and I am forever grateful to every guest that has been a part of Breaking the Silence because without you, I wouldn't have a platform. I wouldn't. So thank you for supporting me. So now let's shift a little bit, y'all. Let's talk about why I decide to have an event every year. This is year two, by the way. This year I did a little bit different. The first year was the BTS Level Up Showcase. I had a different vision then. I wanted to basically shine the light on artists and allow them a place where they can perform and be seen and be discovered by other people. And then I moved on. Not only that, in that same token, my vision was always to raise money for a nonprofit organization from my community, from my hometown. And Alicia Page Glenn, my very first guest, has a nonprofit called FAM, Foster Adoption Mission. And she raises money to help kids in the foster system with their basic needs. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. Let me try to help her. She was my first recipient to raise money. And last year, I believe it was like $300-400 I raised for that event for her. So thank you to everybody that actually supported and sold into that event last year to help her to continue her great journey of helping foster children. Then it kind of shifted. I said, okay, I want to give out awards. I wanted to be set up something like the BET Awards, but with a twist to it, right? I want to give out awards and I want to, have people to vote. I put the nominations out there. They vote on who they want, and boom, give them an award at the event. That was my vision. And also still raise money for another nonprofit from my hometown. Now, this year's recipient was Ms. Robin Sanders. She is the head of the Ladies on a Mission. And I tell you, y'all, she's amazing. She has been, I mean, just pushing through for 6 years, going on almost 7 years, with utilizing funds from her own pocket to buy turkeys and hams during the holidays for people. One year she had 350 turkeys and hams, and she thought she was going to run out, and she didn't. She didn't. And not only that, she gives back to the community, to the kids, toys. This is a constant, all year long thing for her. Not only that, she has a vision to help the homeless as well. So, of course, I want to sow into her nonprofit and help her along the way. So it was an honor to be able to try to support her mission and her dream as well this year. But the purpose for the BTS Awards wasn't just to hand out awards. I wanted to I wanted artists, authors, entrepreneurs, speakers, and creators to feel seen. To feel seen. And when I first started out with that first event, the BTS Level Up Showcase, y'all, I didn't know the first thing about planning, right? I didn't know how much it took to really put together a successful event. And when I tell you it was hard, it was hard. I didn't know that you had to have sound check, for the artist. So I learned that year one that you had to have sound check to make sure everything was going to sound good. Um, it was a lot of things that I wasn't prepared for initially in year one. And I had a limited time to not only do a sound check, I had to decorate. It was like everything had was like rushed last year. I felt like it was just rushed. But it still was a great event. We had a great time. But what I did learn from year one is that even though I'm planning a year ahead each year, I have to prepare myself for the hiccups. I have to prepare myself for if the artists don't show. I have to have somebody fill in for those artists that don't show. I have to make sure that, granted, things happen. Things happen out of our control sometimes. But anything can happen and you have to be prepared for that. Now, let's move on to year two. Now, the first year we had the food. The place that was the venue didn't have like a whole kitchen setup. So this year was like, all right, we're gonna get the warmers. We actually bought a warmer that we can use this year. We actually had everything prepared before time to move on in there. We was able to decorate in time before everything started. Perfect. Like it was a lot of things that I feel like this year improved because I paid attention last year. Um, Now even though the crowd was smaller this year, what really surprised me is we still had a great time. We still had a great time. The first year, I had gospel artists, R&B artists, hip hop artists. Second year, same thing, and everybody still enjoyed the music. I was able to blend all genres together at one time, and we still have a great time. I never thought that would work out, but it's working. It's working out, and I love it. But what really made me emotional at this event, seeing the intro and the outro formed in person by these four amazing artists, Maestro, Incognita, Lady Lux, and Keys two times in person. I'm just forever grateful to have people that support me and show up for me. That just means so much to me. And I don't think I would ever be able to express that in words. And that's why I try to show up in any way that I can, in any capacity that I can, to let people know that, hey, I love y'all and I got your back and I'm here if you need me. And I'll never forget it. I will never forget how y'all showed up for me. Little old me. So thank you. But what people don't see behind the scenes is when you're like a one man show, literally, when it comes to breaking the silence, I am the production. For the podcast, for anything that's outside of the podcast, I am the production. And the planning is rough. I don't get sleep, y'all. I don't think I've had a full night's sleep since I started breaking the silence because my mind is always moving, moving. Do this, do this, do this. It's always an idea that's coming in my mind. And I'm like, I have to move on it right then. Period. There's been times that I've doubted myself, like, Nikki, what are you doing? Do you really think that people are going to listen to you? Do you really think that people are going to look at you as a person of motivation, a person of positivity, a person, period? Me coming from a place when I felt like I was never really seen, I felt like I was never heard, I was really quiet coming up as a child. And this thing right here has given me so much confidence to have conversation with people I don't know from all around the world. I never thought that I myself would have a voice. And that's why it's so important for me to give people a platform where they can utilize their voice, their gifts, their talent. Just to be seen, just to be heard means everything. Everything. And then looking at the fact that when I'm going to be perfectly honest, y'all. I didn't think about the budgeting part until now going into year 3. I'm like, oh man, this time I got to be really, really particular about where I spend, how I spend, and what I do to get the funds to do what I need to do necessary. And my sister was like, Nikki, you know what? You need to write down this, you need to do this, and da da da. And I'm like, you're right. I do. Because I just been kind of like saying, all right, well, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. Never really sitting down and saying, all right, boom, you need X amount of money to do this. You need to host fundraisers to get this. Like the plan is starting to come together piece by piece, year by year. And I pray by year 5, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, I knew she would do it. It took a while, but everything that you do in life, whether it's a business, whether you're author, whether you're artist, whatever you're doing, your growth doesn't really show up until 5 to 10 years later. You have to be consistent. You really do. You have to keep pushing no matter what you're going through, good or bad or ugly. You have to keep going. And I think that is the hardest part about doing anything, especially podcasting, especially event planning, to keep going, even when things look like they're just falling apart, when things look like it's not going to come together. It's hard to just stay consistent because you got these last minute changes. You're wondering if people are going to show up. That's the hard, man, that's the hardest part for me. Well, is anybody going to show up? And in my mind, I'm like, I need people to show up to support this nonprofit. I need them to sow into this nonprofit. It's not about me, it's about them. It's not about the nonprofit and just me. It's about the artists being seen, heard. It's not about me. Take me out of the scenario and just show up for them. And wondering if everything's gonna be all worth it when it's over. Like if people really gonna enjoy themselves. But one thing I've noticed too about event 1 to event 2, I'm becoming more myself around people. I'm starting to be okay in my skin. I'm starting to show up as Arthur Nikki Nicole more and more each day. Because believe me, I'm not I'm really shy. And people might say, no, you're not. You're not shy. I am. I'm shy. I've always been shy. But I've always had this personality in me where I like to have fun. I like to smile. I love the positive aspects of life. And I never really showed that. But 5 things that I've learned about this event this year. Lesson number 1: not everyone will understand your vision. Lesson 2: support doesn't always come from where you expect. And I've been learning these 2 things like from day one, just with podcasting. Lesson number 3: growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And I was just having a conversation with one of my artists, and I was telling her, I was like, I think I gotta go in places where I'm uncomfortable in order for me to get where I need to be. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. So that can be hard. Stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that you normally wouldn't do to get where you need to go. But at the same time, remaining yourself and not going outside to the point where you're losing yourself. Don't lose yourself now, stepping out of your comfort zone. Lesson number 4, celebration. Celebration progress is not perfection. We can't listen. We can't expect to be perfect. We're gonna have hiccups. We're gonna have things that happen. Where everything is not gonna be the way you plan it all the time. There's gonna be people that you hope that would show up, that you wish would show up, that may never show up, and you got to be okay with that. And that's just the bottom line. Lesson number 5: the dream is bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. And it gets bigger and bigger every single year. If y'all really could just step in my mind for just one moment and see all the things that are going boom, 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 all in my mind at the same time, you'll be amazed. Like, she really is trying to save the world. Like, but this event it's just not about me. It's not about one person. It's about creating a platform where others are seen, heard, and celebrated. I'm gonna say that over and over again. It's not about me. It's about everybody else. But I want to thank everybody, my guests, the performers, the award nominees, the award winners, the people that stepped in and volunteered to help at the event this year. Everybody that attended, everybody had that hit that subscribe button. My wife for preparing an awesome meal, not 1 year, but 2 years in a row. Thank you for that. Thank you to my daughter for hosting not one event, but 2 events. Thank you to my son for not only doing his spoken word 1 year, but 2 years in a row. And I know that he stepped out of his comfort zone for me. So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that believed in my vision, who believes in me, who believes in breaking the silence, who continues to push breaking the silence. I have a cousin that, when I tell you, he shares everything that I have done from day one. He has. He has also sent me guests after guests after guests. Thanks, cuz, for all that you do for me and breaking the silence. Because let me tell you something. Your motivation pushes me more than you know. It puts fire in my feet every time you say something to me about me and how proud you are of me. Do y'all know that people telling you that they're proud of you means more than anything? That can really send you to the top. Just with somebody telling you, hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, keep going. Hey, don't give up. Those words right there can really set the tone for your whole life. So thank you. But listen, I gotta leave y'all with a quick challenge. More or less a question, I say a question. What's one dream you've been putting off because you're waiting for the perfect time, or you're waiting for permission to do it? Or what's one dream that you're scared to do? What's holding you back? Think about it. I want you to leave in the comments. I really want y'all to leave your answers in the comments. I know I may not know what your dream is, but I do know this. Dreams don't become reality by waiting. They become reality by taking what? The first step. Do it scared. Do it anyways. Nobody is going to build you better than you. Nobody's going to believe in you better than you. You have to push yourself sometimes when you don't feel like pushing yourself. Do y'all know that Sometimes I don't want to do certain things, but I do it anyway. Sometimes I'm tired, but I do it anyway. You have to push yourself past your limits and then some. But thank you for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you for believing in the vision. And remember, your story matters and your voice matters. And no matter where this life of ours takes us, never stop unleashing your inner voice. And remember that we need to continue to win together because guess what? It's easier together. Later, everybody.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that'll raise my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate when I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.